Okay.
City TV Sunday.
You want to load me up with a little more there? It is good.
You'll crack up.
La, 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 la. Hallelujah!
There's no place like home for a holiday. Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid. A holiday classic. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. 9 Sunday on City.
I want my salespeople to build a rapport with a client, and when they come in, find out exactly what they're looking for as far as the furniture, where it's going to be used, answer all their questions to the fullest, and sell them what they want to buy, not what we want to sell them. If we treat the customer properly like we want to, they will come back again and again. They'll tell their friends, their neighbors.
Jones Fine Furniture, Highway 3, Essex.
The key to your new 300C.
Thanks for the great deal.
Yeah, couldn't get any better. Well, actually, now during our holiday event, you get 3 for free. We'll make your first 3-month payment.
We're making this season even merrier with 3 for free. Purchase or lease an eligible new Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge, and we'll make your first 3 months payments. Dash into your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge retailer today.
Looking for a treadmill?
Treadmills? Yes, we have treadmills, and pepper mills, and flour mills, and coffee mills, and Henry mills. He's an automotive.
Don't waste your time at a department store. Go to the specialists. Pioneer Fitness. From treadmills to home gyms, yoga gear to martial arts equipment, we'll get you equipped. Pioneer Fitness, Windsor's premium fitness equipment experts.
We don't have a windmill, but we do have a good picture of one, and that's in aisle 4.
Kingsville's Christmas spirit almost went up in smoke. Tonight, how it was foiled and why an out-of-towner is being praised as a local hero.
A Windsor tradition for the last 12 years. I'm Lama Nicola. Tonight on A Channel News, why this year is the last year for the turkey giveaway.
Marching with a mission to the mission. Tonight, why these students are walking with canned food in downtown Windsor.
This is A Channel News at 6.
Good evening. Kingsville residents are singing the praises of a trucker who's credited with saving the community's Christmas spirit. The out-of-town driver put out a deliberately started fire. It had been spreading up the Christmas tree in the center of town. Joining us live with our top story tonight, A Channel's John Lewis.
Well, Jim, decorating the community tree has become a tradition in Kingsville, which some townspeople say is a focal point of the holidays.
It was a close call, but Kingsville's Christmas tree still stands in the center of town. Other than a few singed branches, passers-by were unaware it nearly went up in flames.
Well, especially around the Christmas season, you think that people's spirits would be a little bit up and they wouldn't do something so silly.
Provincial police say the tree was saved thanks to the efforts of a truck driver. Greg Baker saw a fire at the base of the tree and put out the flames with an extinguisher the 60-year-old man from Pickering had in his vehicle.
The tree would have been destroyed along with all the lights and all the decorations that the town worked so hard to put up and maintain.
Kingsville residents had nothing but praise for the Good Samaritan.
He could have just drove on by and didn't care like some people do. And for him to do that, and especially from out of town, that was wonderful. That shows Christmas spirit.
He's a very good Samaritan, very good person, probably a lot of heart.
Some townspeople say it's not the first time the tree has been vandalized, and they're worried it won't be the last.
Every year they rip the lights off it, or they break the branches, or they try to break the tree down.
Monica Reynolds owns an antique store across the street from the tree. She says last year another tree in the same location was chopped in half, and the community replaced it with the present pine.
It's so sad, you know, that we have people that come along and they can just, you know, desecrate things that are so important to so many people.
Now, this incident, by the way, happened early this morning around 3 o'clock. Now, provincial police say they're aware of the problem and they've stepped up patrol, but again, they depend on public assistance to report anything suspicious.
Thank you, John. Here's another story of the season now. The Windsor branch of the Salvation Army finds it is still thousands short of this year's Christmas kettle goal. And with 3 days remaining, organizers are hoping once again you'll dig deep in your wallet. A Channel's Anna Blakos joins us live now with details. Anna?
Jim, $30,000 is still needed to reach the campaign's goal of $195,000. It's an ambitious goal, but organizers believe in the generosity of our community. The kettles are at 20 locations throughout Windsor and Tecumseh, including 4 at Devonshire Mall. Volunteers will be out tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. All the dollars will go to the Salvation Army, which provides food and shelter for the homeless. Organizers are hoping the community will think of those less fortunate during this holiday season. And once again, where do these dollars go?
They go to our family services, which is our food bank. And our stats last year, we helped over 12,000 individuals in the food bank last year.
That's a lot of people. Now, $30,000 over 3 days does sound a lot a lot of money to raise. But Joan Cope says if everyone just gives a little, whether out shopping for Christmas, for instance, she's confident the goal will be met.
Anna, thank you. Well, for the last 12 years, Windsor families in need have been able to count on the Azars for their traditional Christmas dinner, all thanks to one family's generosity. Today, no exception. But the Azars have also indicated this will be their final year for public giving, something that has many in the community upset and quizzical. With more, we're joined live tonight by 8 Channel's Lama Nicola.
Jim, the Azars are going out with a bang. This year's turkey giveaway was the best ever. People walked away with more food, many happy to receive a Christmas dinner, but of course sad to see it all end. They came from all over the city, waiting for over an hour to get a Christmas meal.
I look forward to the Azar turkey giveaway every year. It's really helpful for us families.
I appreciate it very much. He's doing this for our city because he cares.
Tony Azar and his family have given a lot of time and money, 500 turkeys a year, potatoes and more. And this time, there's a little something extra on the menu.
So we even got some more things we're handing out here. We've got some turkey seasoning and olive oil this year, so that's new. So try and give that turkey a little bit more flavor, I guess.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I will.
You can see how grateful the people are. There you go, how grateful the people are. And you know what's so nice about this year is that people are actually coming forward, thank you, giving the Azars letters of thanks for 12 years of great tradition.
It's believed over the years the Azar family received calls from people complaining because they didn't get turkeys.
I think it's sad that a lot of bad apples had to ruin it for people who really need it. I mean, when you turn around and look at the world today, these people are a godsend, and to treat them the way they've been treated is unfair.
And it really blesses our Christmas, and I'm really sorry to hear that this is his last year, because he makes life easier for a lot of us.
It is sad because there's a lot of poor people in Windsor that do depend on this.
Thank you. The Azars say they've done all they can, and it's been a good run.
I'm getting old, I'm getting tired. I want to retire and then take it easy, and it's just so much work for us, and we can't keep doing it.
It might feel like the end of an era, but the tradition will continue in another way next year.
This will continue, not by the Azars, but by another organization. I'll be meeting with them next week, and then we'll be able to release details at that point.
Now, the Azars won't name the organization that's taking over, but say they plan on helping in some form or another. They're also asking people to remain hopeful, saying when one era finishes, another one begins. Jim?
Thank you, Lama. The Azars have certainly done more than their share. Well, students at Dougal Public walked out of class today, but hardly in protest. They promptly marched to the mission to help those less fortunate. 8 Channel's Michelle Molesky brings us that story.
Armed with canned food, Dougal Public School students set off on a parade to the downtown mission.
We are delivering candy goods to the downtown mission.
And why to the downtown mission?
So that we can feed the old people.
How do you feel doing such a good thing before Christmas?
Really good.
Yeah, why?
Because it's helping out them because they don't have very much food.
For the last 2 months, these students and their teachers have been collecting food and money to help the mission.
We do this because we know that a lot of people in the community need our help, and the school is so close by that we feel a connection with the mission.
Merry Christmas! Downtown Mission!
One by one, the students deliver their load of food and say hello on the way by.
It's an important cause for them. I know that especially in this community where the students themselves don't have a lot to give, when they can give a little bit, it really helps them out a lot, and it just improves their character altogether.
We were delivering canned goods to a apartment home.
So what were you doing today?
Bringing cans to the poor.
And why were you doing that?
To be respectful.
With their donation of more than $450 worth of food, the staff and students of Dougal Public School can rest assured the needy in their neighborhood won't go hungry this Christmas. In downtown Windsor, Michelle Molesky, 8 Channel News.
Thank you, Michelle. We're going to stick with this theme for a moment. And with just a few days to go, the countdown is certainly on. So is the Christmas travel rush. If you're planning on getting there by land or by air, be prepared for likely delays, as 8 Channel's Nick Paparella explains.
There are more Airbuses headed to Toronto and Detroit, and more drivers on hand to deal with the travelers.
Well, the next 3 or 4 days, from about the 20th of December up until the 23rd, 24th, is our busiest crunch time of the entire year.
At the Greyhound station, the ticket booth is buzzing with activity.
Well, Mr. Scott moved to Calgary 5 years ago. Much of his family
to question whether we want a society in which the very, very top people make so much.
Offensive threats. Cleary was a highly touted player coming out of the OHL a decade ago. Before 1997, his best season was with Edmonton in
you know, and now Whitfield takes it at his own 5. But I
28, Oshawa.
Well, they are setting up for it. It will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. And it's through.
Kick is good, making the score Ravens 28.
Neil Steffler, the tight end, also the kicker, puts it through a 30-yard field goal to make it 28-10.
Steffler kicked that ball with room to spare, both
He
distance
sure did.
and height. That was a good kick. I'm surprised the Ravens didn't put more pressure and come after it a little harder than they did.
That coming with just under a minute to play.
The Ravens have elected to take the ball at their own 35.
The Ravens take the option and will take it at their own 35.
You know something?
I question that because of the way they can pull that reverse.
I think I'd let Whitfield return it.
I would too, especially the way the reverse has been working in the last few weeks.
Although he is favoring, I see him favoring his leg a little, and maybe they just don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, but they could reverse it with Jermaine as well, and
yeah,
you know. But Fantetti's going to keep. Takes
that
a
is
big
really,
hit.
really poorly played by number 24, Justin Simmons. He stopped his route and left his hung his quarterback out to dry.
Yeah. Jason Pottinger, number 51, made the big hit.
Fantetti's,
Fantetti.
those two guys are from Brennan. They should, you know, be on the same page. But that's the one thing quarterback doesn't want to see his receiver do. His receiver stopped his pattern.
Yeah.
Simmons held up. He's got to keep running downfield so his quarterback can throw him the ball.
That pass is caught by number 84, Lianga. And Lianga's going to be just short of a first down.
Just short of the first down. 51, Jason Pottinger made the tackle.
And on the quarterback keeper, that's more than enough, I believe, for a first down. Yep, they signal first down. 18 seconds left now. And the Ravens are going to call a timeout.
You know something? He comes to the sideline. I'm going to get him at the line. I'm going to give him 3 plays right now to take back to the huddle. He's going to give them all 3 plays and gets them back at the line. We got 4 downs. Let's use them all.
Yep.
Let's not take time huddling up. Let's just get on the ball and, hey, you know what the 3 plays are.
Tell you, with the speed of this Ravens team, I would love to see a reverse play.
Well, maybe one of us can sneak down at the half and mention that to Coach Mills.
And mention it, yeah. Because like I say, Nick Romaine has great speed, you know, as well as Whitfield, so.
Either way, it's a double dose of trouble for the team trying to cover them.
Could also pull a double reverse.
Well, come on now. You don't want to handle the ball too often.
No, think about it. You've got Whitfield, okay? He comes in. If you've got Shreve in the backfield, all he's got to do is stand there. You give the ball to Whitfield. So he's got him going one way. Hand it off to Shreve. You can't ask for better speed than that.
Okay, and the first time you cover a Spitz game next year, you're going to ask that they have 3 goalies in goal. And
No.
I know. No. I'm kidding you. I'm kidding you.
That'd be
exciting.
A great sneak
it would
play.
be exciting. And you know something? If they practiced it, I think they could do it.
Sure. Man open downfield, and it's incomplete. as that was Justin Simmons down the middle of the field. That would have been a nice pickup there.
Sure would have.
But he got hit hard just as the ball got there.
Well, you know something? This is a reflection of the fact that they're high school kids. When they get to university and they played there for a couple of years, and when they play in the pros, they'll hang on to those balls. Not every time, but a better chance of it. Yeah. They're just not used to getting rocked that hard quite so quickly after getting their hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Good attempt by Simmons, but I think a couple of years from now, he's going to squeeze that.
Yeah. Did a good job of getting into the open, too.
He sure did. And it was a nice throw. Nicely thrown ball.
Fantetti with all kinds of coverage, airs it out. Incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 with 4 seconds to go.
But Oshawa is playing a classic prevent defense right now, and they're just dropping everybody.
Don't let them get behind you, yeah.
Just, you know, the old saw in football. Wide is the wide, deep is the deep, and nobody's, you know, they got 3 guys lined back up 20 yards off the ball. And the linebackers are playing real soft.
Yeah. So this should be the final play of the half.
Maybe we could run the quadruple reverse right now.
There you go. Hey, you've got 4 seconds on the clock. Try something.
Hey, little razzle-dazzle. Why not?
Sure. You're up 18 points.
You know, you got Shreve, you got Whitfield, you got Romaine, and all the moves those guys can put on. Why not try something like that?
You've got, now I noticed, you know, you've got the big tight end, Ryan Nix, in there as well. You know.
Kind of fun to coach up here, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it's beautiful coaching up here. We're never wrong up here.
That's right.
But like I say, last play of the half, try some razzle-dazzle. Oh, no. Fantetti's going to pay the price as he pulled out too soon and dropped the ball.
Well, Oshawa is going to decline the penalty. They have the right to do that, and the half will be over.
Illegal procedure against the Ravens. That penalty.
That's the half.
Yeah, that's the half.
Half ends with the score: Essex County Ravens 28, Oshawa Hawkeyes.
But we'll have to tell Coach Mills that in our post-game interview.
He didn't listen to me when I was coaching him. I don't think he's going to start now.
Today we have again playing
28-10 is the score after the first half from here at Raider Field. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, our half game show. We have Raquel down on the infield as we'll continue on with our halftime show as she has an interview. So we'll go down to field level, down to Raquel.
Good evening. I'm joined by defensive coach Ian Bunting from the Oshawa Hawkeyes. Ian, this is your first year in the OVFL. How do you feel the transition has taken place from the Great Lakes Football League?
It hasn't been too difficult. You know, football's football. There's not much of a change in either league. You know, the difference is like with our football this year, we've got, today, for example, we got 38 players with us. 28 of those are rookies. You know, but as far as the transition from league to league is concerned, it's not a big thing. We know most of the teams that are here. They used to be part of Great Lakes before, so it's a little bit different. Some of the changes are a little, you know, different than we had in the Great Lakes, but overall, the game of football is a game of football, no matter who you play.
Any particular reasons for such a move?
That was our executive decision. We've been operating for a number of years, and it was simply well, the way our executive looked at it. There was the number of teams, you know, the competition, I guess, would be about the same. It's just, I guess, the number of teams involved.
The Hawkeyes came into this game 2 wins, 2 losses. How important is a win for this game against the Essex Ravens?
It's important. We of our last 3 games, including this one, we'd have to win at least 2 of them, we think, to make the playoffs. But I think what's more important is a lot of the young guys we're getting are getting a lot of game time out there. If it doesn't work out this year for us, that's fine. We know we're going to come back. We're going to be a stronger football team next year.
Any adjustments for the second half?
Well, I have to make don't make mistakes. And what's cost us is our own mistakes. You know, we've had in our first 3 offensive sets, we had 2 fumbles and an interception, you know, for a touchdown. If we don't make those mistakes, you know, it should be a 14-10 football game. You know, I won't take anything away from Essex. They're playing well, and they're taking advantage of the mistakes we're making.
Well, Ian, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us tonight, and best of luck to your team. We're going to send it back up to Rick.
And thanks a lot, Raquel. And now we'll continue on with our halftime show. And you watch the Ravens on the field. Now let's meet some of them on a one-on-one basis.
You're on. Steve Fantetti, number 7, quarterback from Brennan High School. Next.
Idle, quarterback, number 5 from Kennedy.
Hi, I'm Jerry Gerard, number 16, went to Holy Names High School. I'm a safety.
I'm Jay Vaughn, number 62, D lineman from Carlin Carter High School.
Elliot Lianga, number 84, I went to Holy Names High School.
Stephon Walker, I go to St. Anne's, I'm number 83, and I play DB.
Michael Canucci, number 21, defensive back, Holy Names High School.
Tim Givens, number 3, safety, Kennedy Collegiate.
Trevor Leverage, wide receiver, Riverside.
I'm Kyle Dupe, I'm defensive lineman from St. Anne's, number 75.
Colin Cooper from Chatham-Kent Secondary School, number 69, offensive guard.
My name is Chad Levillette. I play offensive line for the Essex Ravens and the Cali Central Comets.
Dad McMahon from Chatham-Kent Secondary School, tailback.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Tobin Edmonds, number 68, offensive line for the Essex from Chatham-Kent. Jordan Gledhill, number 30, fullback from Kennedy. I am Kevin Gallagher. I play quarterback for Catholic Central High School. I'm number 11.
Number 61, Husha Ritstick from Kennedy, center.
I'm Jermaine Jones, number 2, play wide receiver and defensive back from Detroit Martin Luther King High School.
My name's Gary Strong. I'm number 65. I'm from Villanova. I'm offensive tackle.
Good to go.
Yeah. My name's Nolan Newhook. I'm number 55. I went to Kennedy. I'm left guard.
Chad Sano, Essex Ravens, number 56. I play at Essex High School.
I'm John Shreve. I play for Essex County Ravens. I play running back and also go to Holy Names High School. All right, my name's Sammy Medea. I'm number 77. I play outside linebacker and I'm a kicker, and I go to Brennan High School.
All the herbs kicker.
My name's Jason Robbins. Play outside linebacker for the Essex Ravens. I go to Brennan.
All right, I'm Dan Roy, number 20. I play for the Essex County Ravens. Safety. I went to Brennan High School.
Matt Hillier, number 51, inside linebacker from Villanova Wildcats.
And hope you enjoyed meeting some of the Ravens. And now we'll continue on down at field level to Raquel.
I'm joined by Gary Parent, the financial secretary for the CAW Local 444. Gary, what makes the CAW come out and support these youth within the community?
Well, I think really it's basic. I mean, we're always have been, historically been supportive of our youth in the community. And I think it's another example of how the CAW is an integral part of the community. And so there's no better fit than having us support such an endeavor as the Ravens.
How else does the CAW become involved with youth games and teams within the community, and what other functions do you participate within?
Well, obviously the list is, I think, far too monumental for me to go through them all. But I think basically what it is we have a sports club 444 that obviously through the support of many volunteers and also the whole question of bingos and the likes and fundraising, we're able to put money forward that supports the Ravens and other Micmac, Windsor Minor baseball, hockey, LaSalle hockey. I mean, you go on, the list can go on and on, like I said, forever. Because we believe in the community. We believe in the youth of this community, both in Windsor and Essex County, and I think there's no better way that we can show our appreciation than support the youth.
Thank you, Gary, for your time, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Thank you very much.
We're going to send it back up to the booth to see Rick.
And thanks a lot, Raquel. Once again, as we mentioned, the score at the half, the Ravens lead by a count of 28-10. And Raquel is down on the field, and she's just waiting for some John Binns, I believe, one of the assistant coaches who got himself a new job. So hopefully we'll go to that interview there. Oshawa finished off the scoring there in the first half with a 30-yard field goal. The score is 28-10, but that's not indicative of the way the game has been played. So now I see Raquel's interview is ready, so we'll go back down onto the field to Raquel.
I'm joined by John Binns, the head coach for the junior varsity Ravens team. Hi, John. Congratulations on your promotion with the Lancers.
Thank you. Thank you.
What challenges do you feel you'll be faced with next season?
Well, it'll be a definitely step up. I mean, it's a huge difference to play. I mean, our kids play not a lot of passing, and I mean, it's the OUA. It's a big step up for me, and you know, hopefully I can do it.
Do you feel that you'll have to make any changes? Right now, you're coaching 14 to 15-year-olds, and you're coaching with the Ravens varsity team, which are 16 to 19, and now you're moving up from 19 to 24.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is I know the coaching staff that are there are very supportive, and they already told me that whatever help I need, they're going to help me out there in that aspect, so it'll be better.
Well, best of luck in the OUA, and thank you, and good luck this evening.
Thank you.
Back up to the booth.
And thanks a lot, Raquel. 5:12 left in the halftime. As we mentioned, the score 28-10 in favor of the Ravens. And we'll take a quick timeout from Raider Field, and when we come back, our halftime show continues. We are just about set for second half of football to get underway. The score, the Essex Ravens 28, the Oshawa Hawkeyes 10.
You know something, Rick? The whole offense, all the offense the Ravens were able to generate, despite the score, 120 yards in the first half. Not a lot of offense considering the score, but as you mentioned earlier, much of it due to the fact of 2 fumble recoveries and punching it in, and then the big kickoff return by Whitfield.
Yep.
So the Oshawa Hawkeyes, hey, they were bouncing up and down over there. The helmets are raised in the air. They're ready to play some football, and they think they've still got a shot to come back and win this game. And I think Glenn Mills is very much aware of that as well on the Ravens sideline.
Oh, definitely. Like you say, you know, hey, we've got a 28-10 score for Essex. It could be 28-10 for Oshawa as well. Like they've played a good, solid ball game in here.
No question.
You know, a couple miscues, and you know, and now Whitfield takes it at his own 5. He's looking for an opening. Still on his feet as he breaks a couple tackles, tries to straight arm, and he's brought down out at the 23-yard line by a host of tacklers.
I think Bert Dawson put the final wrap on him, and it was a little close because I thought he was down just a bit before that, but boy, he's elusive, isn't he?
He sure is. So 1st and 10 for the Ravens, the ball on their own 26-yard line.
I know his mom, Stephanie, and his dad, Thomas, are here to watch the game tonight. I saw both of them earlier, and I wonder if he's that elusive when it comes to doing chores around home, getting out of them.
Try and find him, that's right. Well, the quarterback for the Ravens now is Kevin Gallagher, number 11. And he's introduced to the turf immediately.
Kevin Gallagher is very, very quick, very elusive, has a very fine arm, and he's coming back after having sat out a while now because of a concussion.
Oh.
And but he's a fine young quarterback out of Catholic Central. One of the last young players coached by the now departing Rick Bauer, who's joined the Lancer coaching staff once again.
Well, Fantetti on the bench, he just dropped down on one knee. And he took quite a lick there at the end of the half. So he might have to collect his marbles.
Well, here comes your man.
Jermaine. Jermaine's another one switching hands with the ball to keep it. And that's well coaching, too.
Oh, I think that's a good move.
Hey, make sure that ball is away from where your would-be tacklers are and to the sidelines.
You know, it's not only a credit to the Ravens coaching staff, which is outstanding, but the high school coaching that these young men get in WEXA, Windsor and Essex County football, and even in Kent County, where some of these ball players come from, is just absolutely outstanding. You look at the work of programs such as Ursuline and Chatham and McGregor and Chatham, Kent, and Blenheim, just outstanding programs. And even we have a young man on the team from Wallaceburg, and a great program run by Rob McLaughlin up there.
Shreves breaks a couple tackles and is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Somebody had a hold of Jonathan's shirt and wouldn't let go, so he couldn't. It slowed him up enough that they got help.
Boy, it's fun to watch, you know, players like Shreve and Whitfield in this team.
Yes.
And Romaine as well. You can't overlook Romaine either.
Yeah.
And I know he's a favorite of yours.
But the list, as you mentioned, Ross, of great high school programs and coaches, well, I'll tell you, we could be here all night long.
Oh, for sure.
As that one's aired out over the head of the intended receiver. That was Andy Fantus. There you see Fantetti down.
Boy, he's a talent. Andy Fantus is one out of Chatham. I just mentioned out of John McGregor in Chatham. A real fine ball player who hasn't played a lot of football, but he's a highly recruited player. I know the University of Windsor, Coach Morency is going after him big time. Coach Marshall, Greg Marshall out of McMaster University is very interested in him. And who wouldn't be? He's a fine young man and a great player. And to top it off, most importantly, he's a fine student.
Yes. Shreve gets the pitch and still on his feet as he gains about 18 yards on the carry.
Boy, did he hit the hole just so quickly.
Yes.
The defense didn't really have time to react. Going to take a look at it once again here. It's just a quick toss, a little reverse action by the quarterback. He gets it out there, quick toss, great kick out block by Chad Santo. And another one by number 55 for the Ravens, and that is Nolan Newhook. Great kick-out blocks, just opened up the lane for Shreve, and he carried it for another first down.
Yeah. And a little inside handoff. This time the ball carrier was number 30, Gledhill.
Oshawa likes to play pretty well a 4-4 on defense, Rick, and use a lot of man coverages, but they've been forced into some zone coverages tonight because of the action of the Ravens, you know, opening it up and mixing a nice balance of pass and run, and so they've got into some cover 3.
Well, they've got Andy Fantus way to the outside on this one, and Shreve's going to be caught for a loss as they put the receivers way out wide.
Well, they're trying to spread the defense doing that, and you're right. Oshawa didn't buy into it at all, and Patton made a nice play bringing down Shreve. Going to take a look at this, and boy, it doesn't look like there's much surge by the offensive line at all, and Patton, number 53, just burst right through there and got help from number 48, I think it was, on the play as well, Justin Savinas.
So that brings up a 3rd down and 12. And a nice sliding catch.
That's Loveridge, I think.
That's Trevor Loveridge, yep, number 80. And they're going to give him a good spot on it, too, and that'll be enough for a first down.
That was nicely done by Kevin Gallagher. You're seeing a nice quick release, a nice three-step drop, nice setup, good
Knew he
arm
was
action.
gonna get hit.
And his arm got hit at the same time, and he
Yep.
still delivered the ball on target to Loveridge, who went down and made a really nice catch for the first down. Paul Catney, the Oshawa Hawkeyes head coach, has got to be pulling his hair out now.
Yes.
And he does have a lot more than I do. Of course, who doesn't?
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, you know.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah. $9:59 to go in the third quarter. The Ravens lead it by 18, and they're looking to put more points on the board. So they're slowly marching their way downfield. Incomplete pass as Gallagher.
That's a heads-up play by Gallagher.
Yeah, now
He saw
Gallagher's
nothing was there. He
limping.
tried to get the ball there. He short stroked the ball, and it fell short. But a great play by Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher limping slightly on his right leg at the moment.
Once again, we got a fine crew, mostly from London, doing the officiating night. Mike Pooks, the referee, and Rick Rumney, the umpire. The line judge has been Auger, and back umpires Glenn Hill, and the referee's brother, Mike Pook, or Paul Pook, the brother of Mike Pook, is the back judge. All from London.
Second down and 10 now for the Ravens. Gallagher back to pass. It's completed out there to number 80, Loveridge. Loveridge gets to the outside and is tripped up, as it looked like he was just going to go out of bounds, but then he made that little cut.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He's so fluid to watch, and you'll notice once again Gallagher sets up very nicely, and he steps into the ball this time. He's able to step into it. Great technique on that ball, even though it was waffling a little bit. Loveridge again, he just runs great routes. He's always in position, and he does a little juking with his feet and picks up the first down. Like you said, I thought he was headed out of bounds, but he picked up the first down.
Yeah.
Another set for the Ravens.
I tell you, if that guy doesn't get a finger on the toe of Loveridge, he's gone. Gallagher dragged down hard this time.
Wasn't his fault. He got no protection
I
up
was
front.
just going to mention on the play before that the last couple of plays he's been getting some good coverage, or good help there. A lot of times.
Boy, the protection wasn't there that time at all.
Not that time.
You see it just collapses. They just didn't stand their guys out and lock them up. The front five just didn't lock out on their guys, and they've got to get a hold of them. You know, there's holding in every play.
Yeah.
The way the rules have changed. Hey, grab a hold of them and don't let go.
Yeah. So that brings up a second down and 18. And they're going to be close to making it up.
You know, everybody in the ballpark, including me, probably thought they were going to throw the ball. They had that far to
McMahon on
go.
the carry.
But that was a real good call by Coach Rudak. Kept everybody off balance, and it's just an isolation play. You can see that the running back, I can't pick up his number there, Rick.
McMahon, 39.
McMahon, boy, he's just following the fullback right up through the hole and kicks out actually, in that time he sealed the linebacker. He just took it outside and picked up some good yardage.
Yeah, so now it's 3rd and 4. And they're going to go deep. They got a man open. Touchdown, Loveridge. A 20-yard touchdown completion to Trevor Loveridge.
Well, that's a nice job of taking the field down, taking the team down the field and picking up some points. Good job by Kevin Gallagher at quarterback. Oh, I forgot to mention the head linesman tonight. He's from Kitchener. Terry Rondenberg. Can't forget Terry. He's the only non-Londoner in the the officiating crew tonight. And once again, the ever-reliable Sam Medea in to try the point after touchdown.
And it's good.
It's good, making the score Essex County Ravens 35, Oshawa Hawkeyes 10.
Well, let's take another look at the touchdown. 3-step drop by Gallagher. Just a fade pattern on the outside. Loveridge has got his man beat all the way. And it looks like he had number 7, Neil Lang, beaten cleanly on that one. Easy play, easy pitch and catch.
Loveridge hooked him in on the old the button hook there to the outside.
And then
he was going to the outside, and then he took off upfield, and
Lang just didn't stay
wide
with him.
open.
Yep.
961. That is the winner of our free T-shirt. Again, the T-shirt winner is ticket number 0.
So 35 to 10.
0961.
And long way to go, but I'm sure Coach Mills is breathing a little bit easier. Is actually a big game, as we mentioned right off the top. A big game for both teams, especially you know, for Essex. They want a home game.
They want home field advantage in the playoffs, no question. Well, kickoff right on this one.
Well,
they didn't cover it well.
No.
But Whitfield was there to start him out of bounds, and Medea, who the kicked off, was the safety on that play, and he finished it off. But boy, you don't want to give him that kind of yardage.
Curtis Woodley, number 82, took that one.
We're taking a look at it here on the replay, and you'll see it was a kickoff to the right. Good, a nice little bit of almost a semi wedge there, a little hold on the play there. But no call, and so he continues upfield. A nice return. You see Thomas Whitfield just knock him off stride, and Medea finished it off.
Medea finished him off, yeah. Just across midfield. Lane with the quick out pass is complete for a 10-yard gain to Gregson, number 81.
You know, this Jake Lang as a quarterback really impresses me, Rick. And he's only bantam age, and yet he's their leading yards guy, according to Coach Catney. And his go-to guy, though, all the time has been so far this year, John Gregson.
Gregson's a tall kid, so
he sure is, number 81.
Nice big target to throw to.
Boy, if this kid's just bantam age, a couple of years from now, you can imagine what kind of prospect he's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, fumble. And Essex saying they have the ball, as that was McLeod, actually. And that's twice he's fumbled now tonight.
Boy, they just can't afford that. You know, they can't afford to give up the ball in Essex territory like that. We're going to take a look at it right now. I think the handoff was clean, although the quarterback dropped the ball a little bit before he gave it to him. But I think it was a clean handoff, and he just didn't have it wrapped.
Chris Ebert, when he dove to tackle, slapped the ball right out of his hand.
Well, maybe the ball wasn't put away, but when the quarterback went to give it to him, he dropped the ball down instead of holding it right there. You tell them to seed the ball to their belly and hold it there and give it from there, not to drop it down.
Yeah. Well, then, because as he's running, he's got to
pull it up, and he doesn't get a real good hold on it.
Ebert's arm was there at the same time, and as a result, the Ravens get the ball back right away. That quick pass out to P.J. Doe. Doe taken down from behind, but not after, or pardon me, not before a 15-yard gain.
Doe's not only a fine receiver, he is as tough as they come. And he doesn't mind having the lumber laid on him, but he will certainly lay the lumber on somebody who tries to put a hit on him.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, though, this Oshawa team's a very young team. 28 of the 38 kids dressed tonight for Oshawa are rookies.
Wow.
So they're young.
Yeah.
And I think from looking at them tonight, they've got a good future, Rick.
They sure do. That pass just too far for Nick Romaine. Otherwise, he's gone because he's got a step on the defender.
That was back there by 27. Campbell-Skinner. The winner of the Raven
Oh, it's tough to beat speed, isn't it?
Oh, speed kills.
Yeah.
Program, Coach Mike Morency.
Oh, Mike Morency, the head coach of the University of Windsor Lancers, won the 50-50 draw tonight. Not surprising. He usually buys about 50 tickets a game.
Yeah. Shreve gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage that time.
You know what's really funny? So many, of course, the high school coaches who support us so much and get in free justifiably. Coach Morency from the university gets in free. He won't take it. Every time he comes, he always buys a ton of 50-50 tickets.
Yeah.
And he's just a great supporter of any football. It doesn't matter what football it is, whatever, from minor right up. Coach Morency is a solid supporter of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, that turned into a screen pass to Romaine, and Romaine cut from behind by number 27, Jansen Campbell Skinner.
What great timing by Kevin Gallagher on that play. He got rid of that ball just in the perfect nick of time, just to avoid being hit. What a great job by young Kevin Gallagher.
Yeah.
27, Jansen Campbell Skinner made the tackle.
Boy, it gives them added depth, you know, to have Gallagher back and healthy, ready to go. And, of course, they have Wydell. And, well, there we are. There's the winner of the 50-50 draw. Yeah. On the right, your right, head coach Mike Morency of the University of Windsor Lancers, talking to his good friend Jim Parker of the Windsor Star.
And the pitch back to Shreve. Shreve spinning, but could not get away from number 49, Neil Hurley.
49, Neil Hubley makes the tackle.
Yeah. So they'll bring up a second down and 10. Gallagher puts it out for Doe, and no, they're going to say Doe was out of bounds.
Gallagher's pass intended for 33.
Boy, I don't know.
Is this a 2-foot or a 1-foot?
1 foot. 1
All
foot.
you need is one?
We're going to take a look at it, Ricky. Yeah, the only place you need 2 feet's in the NFL. Anywhere in Canadian football, CFL right down, it's 1 foot. Let's take a look and see if it's in. See if he's got 1 foot in.
Yep.
I think it's a catch.
Yep.
I think it's a catch. No question. That's a catch. The referee will probably maintain that he didn't have possession as he was going out of bounds. I think he did. And around the Fantus.
Fantus had his feet taken out from under him, but gained about 7 on the play.
What did you think of that last play? I thought it was a catch.
I did too.
Okay,
I did.
good.
I thought it was a catch.
I didn't want to be in an island by myself.
No. If anything, maybe the toes of his feet were on the white line, but until you cross over that white line, you're still in bounds.
Well, you can't touch the line.
No.
If you touch the line, you're out.
Okay, well then.
And that may be the call. And he was right there. And you know something? It's all academic. They got the striped shirts and the whistles.
That's right. So 4th down and 1. And Gallagher is in the huddle. Leading by 25. Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, they're squeezing it down the defensive line. They're just squeezing they got every gap covered right now. It's going to be tough to do it up the center. Yep, I'm not sure he's going, and I don't know if they got called for offside or not.
There's a flag on the play.
We'll see who it's going to be against.
I think it's offside. Well, it's offside, but it's going offside against the Ravens.
Against Ravens. Well, they had a man in motion on the far end. I think he crossed the line of scrimmage too quickly.
Well, that'll do it, and I think Oshawa will decline it and take over the ball. Well, we're going to see it on the replay. You're right, Rick. It was up top. It was Elliot Lianga, I think, at the top, and he was across the line. He was across the line, and good call.
Yeah.
And good decision, obviously, by Oshawa to decline it.
Oh, sure.
Because they get the ball and they'll take it over.
Yep.
We'll watch this young quarterback go to work again. This Jake Lang is going to be some kind of player.
1:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. 35-10 is our score in favor of the Ravens. Lang gives it back to McLeod up the middle. And he picks up about 3 on the play.
Picks up 4 yards.
I'll tell you, this McLeod has definitely been the workhorse for the Hawkeyes tonight.
Well, he's done a fine job. And that's going against a veteran Raven defensive unit.
That pass incomplete.
Well, I don't think Lang stepped into the ball quite enough, Rick, and as a result, the ball sailed on him a little bit, and it made it a little difficult for him to complete the pass.
Yeah, that was Curtis Woodley who missed on that pass. But that one there, again, too, is also close to a back pass.
Well, you know, the danger with that is that it's the old tip drill. The ball goes off the intended receiver's hands. It goes up in the air. Where's it going to land? Hopefully on the ground as far as Oshawa was concerned, but it could land in the hand of a Raven.
Yeah. Oh, they're coming hard. And the pass is complete as Roy brings his man down. That's number 81, John Gregson.
That's his go-to player, go-to receiver.
Yeah. And that was a wounded duck.
It sure was, boy. Get the shotguns out again. But he had to hold up. You see, he threw off his back foot that time, and so he didn't really have anything on the ball, and yet it still got there, but he had to hold up. If he had let him a little bit more, maybe they could have picked up some more yards or even put it in for a score.
Yeah, Jermaine Jones was coming over for some help, but I say Roy made the tackle himself.
Well, the ball, longer the ball's up, more time it gives the defense to close.
Yeah. That was just a
quick
pass up the middle.
Adam King goes incomplete.
Adam King.
Should have caught that ball.
Yeah.
With the score, Essex County Ravens 35.
So that will do it for quarter number 3. And I'll tell you, we've seen some good football on both sides of the ball by both teams, really.
No question about that. And as we mentioned before, if it's not for a few big plays by the part of the Ravens, for instance, the touchdown return by Whitfield, and, of course, a couple of miscues by the Hawkeyes where they fumble the ball, and it's taken in for some points by the Ravens, this game's a lot closer on the scoreboard, and Coach Mills is sweating a lot more.
That's right.
Boy, we lucked out in the weather tonight, didn't we?
We have.
Rain
I
was
see the umbrellas are coming back out a bit. We did have showers there at the half, but nothing major, luckily, because it got dark in a hurry out here tonight.
It sure did.
McLeod, the ball carrier.
McLeod carries it once again. This time he only picks up a couple.
28, Joe Bernard, and 42, Mark Levasseur.
Ladisser in on the tackle. Or Lavasseur, pardon me. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Well, 9.5. Little inside handoff to 18. He-Holt. And they tried to disguise it, but Essex wouldn't buy it.
No, they didn't fool them much on that at all.
So that'll bring up a 4th down and 9.
4th and 9 for the Hawkeyes.
I don't know. They may try and hang on to it. Well, they've got to try and put points on the board.
They're going to go for it.
They're down by 25. They have to.
Boy, I'll tell you, Kyle Doopy and Jay Vaughn and Rob Gibb up front have done a real good job. They're the 3-down linemen in this defensive front that Coach Mills uses, and boy, they've done a real fine job tonight. Too much time. I'm telling you, every time Mike Pook throws his flag, I'm sure he's trying to bring rain.
Yeah.
He throws that flag higher than anybody, with the possible exception of one local official, Joe DeLafreniere. Those two guys, they must practice in their backyards throwing flags. I'm telling you, it goes higher than the light stands. Good shot at Steve Fantetti on the sideline talking to the newly appointed defensive backfield coach of the University of Windsor Lancers, John Binns.
That pass
he's
for
wide
Gregson. Oh, he's got to catch that, and he knows it.
And Whitfield knows he blew the coverage.
Yes. Whitfield shaking his head, too, on the...
he's thinking, I got lucky on that one.
On the track, yeah.
That was an easy play. Gregson should have had that ball.
Yeah.
Well, so much for Lang buying him supper after the game.
Well, that's it. He...
On their own 43-yard line.
And Coach Mills isn't happy about that play.
His go-to guy went.
Boy, yeah, he sure did.
On that play, he did.
Well, you know, he hit him in a bad spot, right?
In the hands.
You got it.
Can't do it.
Well, we'll see how the Ravens play it now. Are they going to play it close to the vest and try and take time off the clock, or are they going to try and cause some excitement for us? Looks like they're going to throw the ball a bit.
And they are. And the pass is complete to Simmons. And Simmons wrestled out of bounds.
Simmons, fine young,
of about 9.
Yeah, fine young receiver out of Brennan, where he was coached by Jeff Owen and Maury Gallagher. And I don't think there's a player in recent years who's gone through Brennan without being coached by Len Rushlow.
Yes.
In every sport. Simmons is a real fine ball player, and he's headed to the University of Windsor Lancers next year. I don't know if Coach Morency's decided yet whether to use him as a receiver or defensive back, because he's equally good at both.
Well, they're going to bring out the chains here. As Simmons depends on that spot. Oh, and he's got it by a nose.
That's a first down for Essex.
By the nose of the ball.
Well, they're going to check it. They're going to shake out the chain.
Still first
They're
down.
going to make him earn it.
Shake it out. Get the kinks out of it.
Pooker must have been a math
from the coaching staff there.
Pooker must have been a math major. Glenn can't believe it. Glenn Mills.
No, they're all laughing on that Essex bench.
Well, you know, when you're well into the fourth quarter, you got a 25-point lead, you laugh a little more readily.
Yeah. That pass is up. Oh, good defensive play.
Nicely defended.
Yeah. Matt Sanchez, number 25, made the nice defensive play.
Defended by number 25, Matt Sanchez.
He turned around right at the right time.
Well, Doe had to hold up for the ball, too, because once again, Gallagher threw that off his back foot, and when you do that, you just don't get real velocity on the ball and depth, and that was a real factor right there.
So second down and 10 for the Ravens now. Gallagher back to pass. We got a flag. And it's incomplete, but we've got a flag way back in the middle of the field.
I think it's a procedure call. Illegal procedure against the Ravens. As we're informed by Mike Pook.
I think the Ravens have to maybe work on that a little bit. When they get a guy in motion, even the ones that aren't called, they're really close to being across the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know, down here, too, Simmons was well defended, but if he comes down with the ball, if two guys come down with the ball, tie goes to the offense. So that he would have had the ball, but the ball fell loose, and, of course, there was a penalty. It would have made it for naught anyway.
Then the pitch is back to McMahon. And McMahon gets a good gain as he gets about 7 on the play.
Picks up 8 on the play.
Coach Mills will not kick the ball.
No, fourth down. 4th and 4. And the pitch back to McMahon again, and McMahon still on his feet as he gets about 8 or 9 on the play.
That's a good run by McMahon.
Yeah.
He's doing a real fine job. You know, it's nice to see him getting some minutes, Rick, because it gives Shreve a chance to sit down and doesn't risk injury.
Yeah.
Gives a chance to McMahon get some reps in case they do need him. And also when kids come out to practice every week, boy, they sure want to get a chance to play.
Yes.
That's smart coaching.
Yeah.
And you know something, the other thing is when you get some backups in there, you can still run anything you want, and the other team can't complain too much when you're using backups.
That's right. I'll draw play. That didn't work.
30 Jordan Glenhill was the ball carrier.
As Gledhill tried it.
Picked up 1 yard on the play.
Just a yard gain.
Gledhill's been surprisingly quiet tonight.
He has, yeah.
He's done a good job of blocking, but he hasn't carried the ball very much. But Jordan won't care as long as they get a W.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
He's not getting anywhere either that time.
Glenhill the ball carrier. He's dropped for a loss. Number 53. Ian Patton makes the tackle.
Well, you say maybe they're just going to keep it down on the ground and run some time off the clock as we're just under 9 minutes to play now here in the 4th quarter.
Well, I think it's a good idea if they do work on their running game a little bit. They need to.
Yeah.
Gallagher's pass, intended for 87. Andy Fantu scores 8.
Fantu's is wide open. Gallagher's got to hit him on that one.
Yeah.
Wesley Cook was the defending for the Hawkeyes.
So Medea will come in.
But
and
Kevin
they're
Gallagher
try for a field goal.
Well, that's interesting. An interesting call. Kevin Gallagher is a fine young quarterback, but he's a little bit rusty, having been out for with a concussion for past 3 or 4 weeks, and as a result, the synchronization isn't meshing as properly as it should right now. But that's something that'll pick up as the year goes along, and a couple of weeks from now, I think you'll see Gallagher be able to hit Fantus right on the numbers with one like that.
Yeah.
Because, as stated, he is an excellent young quarterback.
So it's going to be a 47-yard field goal attempt. Well, he definitely had the height and the distance. He just didn't have it on. And can they stop him from getting out?
I think he got out, and
I think
now
he got to the 1 yard line.
Bring it out a little further anyway.
Yeah.
Because he did get out of bounds.
That was Wesley Koch, number 21. He did a lot of running for 1 yard, I'll tell you.
Sure was. But actually, it turns out it's an extra 19 because they'll get the ball at the 20.
That's right. And it doesn't add a point onto the board.
That's right.
McLean Newhook. Make that Nolan Newhook.
I'll tell you, though, that Medea is showing one heck of a leg.
Something, isn't he?
Wow.
No surprise that he's a wonderful soccer player as well.
And off to McLeod, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Roy McLeod, ball carrier. 51, Matt Hillier, and
Justin Petrozzi down on the sideline talking to his offensive line. Chad Santo, boy, that Chad Santo, he is some kind of potential ball player. He's a fine ball player now.
Oh, and down goes Lang as there's 4 green jerseys standing over him.
AJ Pets and Chris Ebert.
Well, you know, the Raven defense is feeding off the intensity that is Glen Mills. And there's just no stop in their game, and they're just bringing everything right now. And boy, Lang has no chance to set up whatsoever.
Nowhere to go.
Chris Ebert finishes off the tackle on that play. That kid just plays with such great emotion.
There you see the attendance tonight. Great crowd here at Raider Field once again. And down he goes again. But a lot of that is your coverage downfield. He's got to eat the ball. He has to.
Well, you
There's
got
nowhere to go.
4 guys down deep, and I mean, where are you going to throw it?
Yeah. Got great backfield coverage for the Ravens, and
you
he's
know
got nowhere to go. He's got to
really
eat it.
smart coaching by Coach Mills, because he knows they're going to throw the ball. He's putting pressure on up front, and yet he's got good coverage downfield.
Yeah. Now that brings up a 4th and 25.
They've got to punt it.
They have to punt it from the end zone.
That's right. You know, this is one of those.
They've got to charge him. They've got to go after him.
And you know something, I think he might bring heat on this. But at this point in the game, if I were the Hawkeyes, I might consider giving up another 2 points so I can kick it from my 20 free kick down to Essex and put them deeper.
Right. Yeah, you've got the Jermaine and Whitfield back there, and when they only have half a field to go, unless McLeod bombs one, but that's who punted earlier for them, was the running back McLeod.
Well, they need a Herculean effort this time to get it kicked out of there.
If they don't, they could be in trouble with these 2 back to receive. Oh, they're going to bring number 25 Tobin back.
They're giving up a safety.
They're going to give it up. Yeah.
Yep. That's a smart play, I think.
Oshawa concedes the safety.
At this point in the game, 2 points doesn't mean much, and there's no sense giving the Ravens field position now. They're going to kick it to the Ravens, and it'll be a free kick, no pressure on the kicker.
Yep.
And the thought is that Oshawa is going to put them back deeper, and the Ravens won't have such great field position. The ball will be spotted for the kick at the 30, their own 35, and certainly a lot better to kick from there than to kick from deep in your end zone.
Yes.
And it'll be a kickoff.
Well, I said when I was had Ryan Nix there for the day, I was teasing him. I said, boy, so you guys got to be hot out on that field, because that last Saturday that we telecast 2 weeks ago, it was scorching out here. So with all that equipment on, it's got to be hot playing. He says, not as hot as Coach Mills practices, he says.
Well, you know
he
something?
says it doesn't matter how hot he has us doing sprints, and these Ravens, they are in shape.
Coach Mills is a hard-nosed coach. He cares, as we've mentioned time and time again, he cares passionately for his ball players, but he makes the practices so tough that when it comes time to play the game, it's like a vacation.
Yeah, they're in shape. They're ready for it. They're ready for anything.
But hey, if you can practice, be on Coach Mills' practice teams, you know, you can play in the games and think it's nothing.
And Shreve takes it, and they reversed it and gave it to P.J. Doe. Doe's got an opening. Doe trying to get away up the sidelines, jumps over one guy but runs into another. Loose ball. But the Ravens do get it. Well, that was an interesting reverse, giving it to Doe.
Who'd expect it? You got Whitfield out
Whitfield,
there.
yeah, that's
You know,
true.
we're going to get another look at it, Rick, and it's a well-done reverse. Coach Benz and Coach Sunderland do a great job with the special teams here. And you see Shreve's got the ball. He tucks it under his arm. He looks like he's going to run with it all the way. Doe's coming across the field. And this is something unusual. Look at Thomas Whitfield up there on the role of a blocking back.
Yeah.
And look at him. He stays with the guy. Great big guy. He stays with him and does a real good job. Whitfield's a complete player.
Yeah.
Complete package all the way.
Well, it's coming back, though, as they're calling holding against Essex.
The 10-yard penalty brings the ball back to the Ravens 33-yard line.
Number 21, Kanunji, is the one who got called for the hold.
Well, maybe he'll have to be part of Coach Mills' breakfast club next week and come out to practice a lot earlier than anybody else and run the steps here at the field, at the stadium.
So Essex with the ball back on their own 30-yard line. Little screen pass.
They've been running that screen very effectively this evening, Rick.
Quarterback completes his first pass. Completed to 39, Tweeder McMahon.
Taking a look at Dr. Gibb, looking at one of the Ravens. I can't pick up who it is without his jersey on.
Yeah. Well, first number's a 4.
Might be Pets. I think it's Pets.
Is it Pets?
Yeah, A.J. Pets. I think
yeah.
it is Pets.
Yeah, A.J. Pets, 44. Whitell is in a quarterback now.
One of Jimmy Wakeman's players at Kennedy.
Yeah, Wakeman been around a long time as well. Oh, nice one-handed catch there by 27 Maru. And Maru with a great run after a nice catch.
Wow.
Pass completes to 27, Antoine Maroon.
Big, great run by Maru after he caught the ball. Whitell set that up very nicely, very patient, very patient. Look at all the blocking out in front of Maru as he takes the ball.
Yeah, he's got a wall out there in front of him.
Oh, just a tremendous number of blockers down there.
Great block there by Nolan Newhook.
Number 56, Santo, is right out front there. Number 65, Strong. Great job. And Newhook, yes, you're right, he's out there.
He just pushed a guy back 6 yards.
Yeah, that was textbook.
Oh, beautiful.
Textbook. Don't very often see a center screen at this age level, but that was a great job of running it.
So that brings up a 1st and 10 ball on the 40-yard line of the Hawkeyes. Whitell back to pass. And in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Justin Simmons. Although Simmons was being bothered pretty good, though.
Yeah, Neil Lang was right on top of him, and both guys got to be a little more aggressive going for the ball. Ball's out there for anybody, go get it.
Yeah.
But, you know, one of the most underrated coaches in the entire Wexa League is John Rudak, who had such great teams and won championships at Riverside and now is coaching at Forster. And what a remarkable job he's done with this Ravens offense over the past 2 or 3 years. Just a great, great coach. And
it's good to see some of the young guys come up to take over for you older fellows that are retiring, eh?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yourself, Godfrey Janice, and Lumley over at Herman for back when I went to school, you know.
Well, I think Harry Lumley was coaching football when Champlain landed at Quebec.
I think so.
But you know, you can't question the job he's done over the years. The coaching down in this area is just incredible. And you know, when the Senior Bowl honored past coaches such as Godfrey Janice and Gino Fracas, who, you know, are legends in this area, icons in coaching throughout the country, it's just a testament to the fine coaching that's gone on down here.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, you know, unfortunately, it's, you know, on a sad note, too, one of the best coaches of all sports and not just a coach, but to everybody, a friend to everybody that we lost over the winter, unfortunately, is it was Father Armstrong.
Great
And
man.
what he did with sports at Assumption High School. You know, I didn't attend high school. No, I did go to high school, but not at Assumption. And a few years back, we were doing the high school championship game, and we were. You know, well, I'll just get back to that in a minute. As Medea sets for a 41-yard field goal attempt.
It's wide again.
And it's wide again. He had the height and distance, though.
Yep, kept his head down, did everything right.
Yeah. Oh.
Just hooked it a bit.
Yeah. And a late flag, so that's liable to be piling on, I think.
And there's going to be rain again.
Yeah.
That was Mike Pook through the flag. Look for rain.
Yeah. But, you know, we were doing Borden Hildebrand, the timekeeper there at the arena, myself, were doing the game, and Assumption was involved in it. Way up in the corner, up in the rafters. Couldn't tell who was up there, but you knew somebody was sitting up there. And I'll tell you, Father Armstrong hadn't coached for I don't know how many years, but whenever those kids missed a check or missed a pass or missed a play, every one of them looked up into the corner of that arena because they knew he would say something after. And he wasn't even coaching at the time. That's how much respect players that not only played for them, but his reputation, you know. Just a great, great man. And I'll tell you,
they've had two great.
The city is very saddened to see him go.
No question. He was a
and
wonderful,
Father
wonderful
Cullen,
person.
too, a few years ago.
You know, Father Cullen and Father Armstrong, certainly two legends themselves, and two great men who devoted their entire lives to working with young people.
Yeah.
And they cared, you know something, and those two gentlemen always cared just as much or even more about their charges off the field or off the ice or off the diamond as they did when they were on it.
Well, a funny little story. I was umpiring a hardball game, and the late great Clayton Taranjo was behind the plate. Actually, Clayton taught me to umpire and got me into the arena, and Clayton's very sadly missed around the city as well. Good friend to everybody. And he walked down to Father Cullen, who was coaching third after the game, and he said, you know, he said, Father, he says, I played for you, what, 40 years ago? He says, you got the same signs now as you did 40 years ago. Father Cullen looked at him and said, Clayton, it took you this long to get him, didn't it? I'll tell you, Clayton just laughed, and they both chuckled for 10 minutes over that.
That's a good story, Rick.
It took you 40 years to finally get them, eh? Yeah.
Well, there's not too many people who could best either Father Armstrong or Father Cullen at anything.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, looks like the Hawkeyes are going to be in a punt situation again, Rick.
Yeah.
Minute 44 left, and
looks like
this one's in the hamper.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to drop to 3-3. The Ravens will go up to 3-2.
And you know something? This sets up the fact that next week's game is critically important to the Ravens in their drive to the playoffs.
This game as well, too. Even though it's 37-10, this Hawkeye team, they've played Essex tough.
And they're a young team, as we said. 28 out of 38 rookies.
Are rookies, so they're going to be. You're looking at the next couple of years for these guys.
You bet.
But it brings up, like you say, with Mississauga next week, 5-0. You know, especially after the last two games the Raven had, which were basically cakewalks. At least here, you know, they've been tested tonight.
Oh, no question.
You know, it's a good test for them tonight because they are playing a decent team, because next week they're going to see an even better team.
An extremely fine game in prospect for next week, in store for next week. And certainly I hope everybody will join us for that one, because that's going to be a barn burner, I think.
Yeah, that could be the game of the season.
Well, it may serve to define this Raven team.
Hand off to Doe. Doe on the outside. Cuts it back up the middle, trying to follow some blockers, and does. And picks up 20 on the play. A good run by P.J. Doe on the reverse.
PJ Doe picks up 24 yards on the play.
24-yard gain for P.J. Doe.
First and 10, Ravens.
Just a minute and 15 to go here in the ball game. The Ravens will win their third straight game after losing their first two. Although if you talk to Coach Mills, they should be at least 4-1.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Or
wasn't,
5-0.
Or 5-0.
Timeout, Oshawa.
So Oshawa will call a timeout and delay the inevitable. And there you see the standings. Essex will be 3-2, and Oshawa will fall to 3-3.
They'll be 2-4 after this game.
Or pardon me, 2-4.
That's not the whole list, because you get down to Oxford, and I think Oxford has yet to hit the win column.
That's right.
Interesting what we got a timeout here, too, that Rob Gibb, defensive tackle for the Ravens, has moved from 9th into 2nd place in Raven history with the number of tackles he has, and I don't have the number. And Andrew Brown has moved from 14th place in tackles to 6th in Ravens history.
Shreves gets the pitch back, makes a couple little moves, still on his feet, and is finally brought down.
How frustrating is that for the defense, Rick?
Yes. 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Shreve picks up 8 on the play. And the clock's counting down now at 25 and counting. So maybe time for 2 more plays at best. P.J. Doe coming around the corner, heading for the end zone. Flags all over the place. And I have to believe that that's going to come back.
That's T.J. Doe going for the 18-yard touchdown run. Got a flag on the play.
So we'll see if it stands. If not, it's an 18-yard run, but Essex doesn't look too happy.
Holding called against the Ravens.
Justin Simmons, 24, is the holding call. So that negates the fine run by P.J. Doe. And Medea will come out for a field goal attempt.
Ravens line up for a field goal, okay?
20-yard field goal chip shot for Sammy Medea. And Medea's kick is off to the right, but rolls out.
Medea's kick is wide, good for a single point.
So they'll get a single.
Ravens 38, Hawkeyes 10.
That makes it 38-10 in favor of the Ravens, with just 2.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And I don't know if they're going to run the time off the clock or not. I think they're going to.
The Hawkeyes have elected to scrimmage from their own 35-yard line.
Oh, no, they're going to scrimmage from their own 35, so chances are they'll just drop down on one knee. Either that or maybe try a Hail Mary pass downfield. Got nothing to lose now. Like I say, the game is over. So the Ravens will win their third consecutive ball game. And Lang rolls it out, throws a Hail Mary downfield, and that will do it for the game as the Ravens win their third straight game, this time by a score of 38-10. The Oshawa Hawkeyes will drop to 4-2 on the year, but out of the 3 games that we've seen and we've shown you here on Cogeco 11 so far this season, this has by far been the toughest test for the Ravens, as the last 2 games here on Cogeco 11 were cakewalks. Of course, the Ravens setting all kinds of records last week with their 76-12 victory over Oxford. Our final score, once again, the Essex Ravens 38, the Oshawa Hawkeyes 10. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back, our post-game show over the Oshawa Hawkeyes, and we'll continue on with our post-game show as my partner made his way down to the field, Ross Pettigrew, and I believe he has Coach Mills. Ross?
Standing here with Coach Mills. I'm not really too happy, Coach Mills, despite the fact his team just picked up a 38-10 victory. Coach, are you that happy?
No, I think we made a lot of mistakes. I think the score could have been a much greater in our favor. Lots of fumbles, lots of key penalties when there shouldn't have been. We have to get a lot better for next week.
Does that mean it's going to be a tough week of practice?
Oh, no question. The expectations already been laid down. Guys are not expected to miss. We got a Mississauga coming in here. They're first place team. We're kind of fired up, and hopefully we'll be ready to go.
Any changes for next week? I mean, this is a real important game. Mississauga is leading the league, and this game next week is going to really put a stamp on your team as to how good they actually are.
Oh, no question. This is a huge game. I don't think there's going to see any changes. I think you'll see much more intensity. Guys will be ready to go, I'm hoping. If they're not, they're going to be in for a rude awakening because we're playing a pretty good football team.
Are we going to look to see any changes on the field in personnel or any systems on offense or defense? Are you going to just keep going with what's gotten you here so far?
We'll probably stay a lot with what we're running right now. Hopefully we'll run a little bit more crisper and do a couple of little things, but not too much.
Well, congratulations on the W and all the best as you prepare next week for a great game here, we hope, against Mississauga.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Now that I've made my way down, I got to catch my breath for a minute, but as we mentioned, once again, this final score, Essex 38, Oxford. I got my mind on that game. Oshawa 10. Good contest tonight and a good test for the Ravens with Mississauga coming up.
Well, I feel a little better about the game than Coach Mills obviously does. In his post-game comments, Rick, he's not real happy about their execution and the way they performed, and he certainly doesn't think that's good enough to defeat Mississauga next week. But I think they'll have a tough week of practice. They'll be ready to play next week, and hopefully they'll come out of it with a W.
And yeah, we hope so too, as we'll have that game on Cogeco 11. Well, we had Thomas Whitfield behind us jumping around. I thought, well, if he wanted to get on camera that bad, we'd bring him over. But now he's hooked up with some friends, so we won't. So what we will do, though, is thank all our Cable 11 volunteers who have made tonight's telecast possible. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to bring this game to all our viewers who love to tune into Cogeco Sports. Also a special thanks to our director out in the truck, Alex Flamia. Rob, from Cogeco 11, he just sits back and watches, make sure everybody does things right.
Glad you said that.
Yeah, we'll all hear about it, but that's all right. So, of course, on behalf of Ross Pettigrew, I'm Rick Burns. Don't forget, we'll see you next week as Mississauga travels here to Essex to take on the Ravens. Until next week, good night, everyone.
This ends the programming day for Cogeco Cable 11. The local programming service